Every day in the Birkot HaShachar in the morning, we say the Beracha, Baruch Ata Hashem Pokeach Ivrim. We thank Hashem for the amazing gift of sight. However, sometimes, as with many gifts, we take it for granted. I had a friend of mine who was struggling with Shemirat Einayim for a very long time. He was struggling with keeping his eyes kosher, making sure not to see anything immoral, defiling his eyes. He told me he went to a children's hospital in Yerushalayim, specializing in blind children. The hospital was separated into 3 different sections. The first section were for kids who were blind at birth. The second section were for kids who, as they grew older, lost their sight. And the third section were for kids who at any given moment would lose their sight. He walked around with a kid of only 8 years old, and the child was telling him, crying on his shoulders and telling him, he feels as if someone was pointing a gun to his head, because he would lose his sight without notice. My friend, he left the hospital crying, and he made a vow to Hashem never to defile his eyes again, to always make sure to keep his eyes kosher, not to defile them, to make them impure, not to take for granted the beautiful gift that Hashem has given us. As it says in the Pasuk, Velo taturu acharei lebabchem. Do not go astray, do not wander after your eyes and your heart. Velo taturu acharei lebabchem is the acronym of Leot. That's the sign, that's the covenant between us and Hashem. Leot, Lamed Aleph Vav Taf. Velo taturu acharei lebabchem. Do not wander after your eyes. The Sefer Noam Elimelech tells us that Kabiachol is, if we were to say, there are eyes demala and eyes demata. There are our eyes and Hashem's eyes, Kabiachol. When we make sure not to defile our eyes, not to see anything improper, not to see anything immoral, especially on the internet, especially now in the coming summer months, where the temptation and the Yetzer Hara is even stronger, the evil inclination is doing its best to bring us down. When we make sure to keep our eyes kosher, Hashem will make sure to open His eyes and give us what we need. The Tiferet Shlomo goes a step further and says, after the Beracha of Baruch Ata Hashem Pokeach Ivrim, when we bless Hashem for opening our eyes, comes the Beracha Baruch Ata Hashem Matir Asurim. We bless Hashem for taking off the shackles from us, for making us free. The Tiferet Shlomo says, when we make sure to keep our eyes kosher, when we make the Beracha Baruch Ata Hashem Pokeach Ivrim, when we thank Hashem for giving us this beautiful gift, then Hashem will make sure Matir Asurim, to take the shackles off of us, to take off all the chains that are weighing us down, keeping us in the galut, in the diaspora, in the exile that we're in. Ba'azat Hashem, Guard Your Eyes is a beautiful organization helping us with this temptation, helping us with this Yetzer Hara, with this evil inclination. Please reach out. May Hashem always help us. Pokeach Ivrim, making sure our eyes are kosher, so He can keep His eyes always looking after His Jewish people.